We often say Jesus' teachings changed the world, but have you ever wondered, what exactly did they change? Knowledge? Law? Systems? None of the above. What was truly shaken was the human heart. And he achieved this not with swords, nor philosophy, nor power. Word by word, he quietly dismantled the old foundations of human values. Today, through a few little-known historical details, we rediscover his wisdom calm, yet soul-stirring. Step back to the 1st century. The Roman Empire ruled the Mediterranean. Greek philosophy dictated the intellectual order. Jewish religion enveloped the life of faith. In this complex structure, knowledge belonged to the academy, religion to the temple, and wisdom to the elite. Then Jesus appeared. He didn't occupy research institutes, nor did he debate law in the temple councils. He took his teachings to the lakesides, hillsides, boats, marketplaces, roads, and dinner tables. Scholars call this phenomenon detemporized pedagogy. It means he took the knowledge of God out of institutional spaces and back into living spaces. This was his first shocking act, making the mundane his classroom and the open road his seminary. But that's not the whole story. Jesus' teaching style defied both religious and cultural norms. You might expect him to be somber, solemn, and authoritative. Instead, he arrived with a sense of humor. For example, you have a log in your own eye, yet you fixate on the speck in someone else's. In Greek, log, beam, isn't a small stick, it's a structural timber of a house. The audience would have laughed, imagining someone swaying their head with a massive beam protruding from their forehead, trying to help another remove a grain of dust. This is called Jewish hyperbolic humor, sharpness hidden in wit, yet it leaves self-esteem intact. Jesus was no preaching robot. He was a gentle, keen surgeon of the soul. He mocked the behavior but preserved the dignity. He pointed out the blind spot but preserved the hope. Next comes the most startling part of his teaching. He changed the questions rather than providing the answers. Man asked, "Who is my neighbor?" Jesus asked, "Whose neighbor will you be?" Man asked, "When is it lawful to divorce?" Jesus asked, "What was the design from the beginning?" At those moments, he wasn't debating law. He was reconstructing worldviews. In his logic, the question itself was the focus. He silenced people not because he won, but because he shifted the entire direction of thought. This is known as reframing. He wasn't a teacher providing solutions. He was a mentor changing the structure of thought. To understand why he touched hearts, we must enter the cultural tensions of his time. The value hierarchy of the Roman Empire was strong, rich, victorious, noble, self-sufficient. But Jesus said, "Blessed are the poor, the mourning, the gentle, and those who hunger and thirst for righteousness." This wasn't religious chicken soup for the soul. It was actually quite dangerous. He directly challenged the core values of Rome and Greece: glory, power, and self-sufficiency. His alternative was submission, mercy, righteousness, and dependence. He wasn't pandering to the weak. He was redefining success. It was a cultural revolution without bloodshed. One last obscure but profound detail: Jesus never aimed for understanding as the final goal. He aimed for a response. This is entirely different from Western education. Greek philosophy seeks knowing. Roman law seeks order. Jewish rabbis seek action. Thus, Jesus never asked, "Do you understand?" He asked, "Will you follow me?" He said, "Go and do likewise. Love one another. If you love me, keep my commands. True faith is not a system of knowledge, but a way of life. True disciples are not merely students, but followers. Finally, we realize one thing. Jesus' most touching teachings were not profound because they were obscure, but because they were true. He didn't expand human knowledge. He reordered human values. He didn't answer questions. He changed them. He didn't align with the strong. He stood with the broken. He didn't demand comprehension. He invited a response. And the way he changed the world was word by word, gentle, yet enough to lever civilization itself.